Hello, ma'am. Thank you for being a part of EduTalks. This is a segment where we invite leading educationists across the country to come and share about their journey for the benefit of our students, parents, and teachers. So, thank you, ma'am, for agreeing to be with us. And for the
Thank
benefit
you.
of our users, Ms. Pooja Anjanikar is the principal at Orchids International School and holds a wealth of experience across different domains. So, ma'am, for every individual, the foundation years are very important and they leave a long lasting impact on the character of the person and the basic fundamental blocks. So, ma'am, could you just share about your early journey, your schooling and college, and how sort of it contributed to building the person you are?
Yeah, thanks a lot for giving me for this opportunity to come on your channel. As in, see, education is nothing. People have an extraordinary childhood or something. Everyone has the same kind of childhood. In case of my I could say I from my childhood only I was a very I could say multi domain worker person, a multi talented person. I could say I take this privilege for me is that because I have done many couple of things in my childhood only. Because of that, that skill of management has been there with me from my childhood. So my schooling I've done from St. Sebastian's High School, Mumbai, Chembur, and there it was nearby my house only. We did not have a much traveling or something like. So we did not have exposure of person like me. I was a very shy and introvert person. I did not get scared talking to people at that time or not too much into people or public. But in the same time I was into activity based completely. Maybe at the age of 6 time I started with my own choreography, doing my dancing, teaching dance to
Okay.
the children. So in my ninth standard I was a judge in a dance competition, and my mother's aim was there that my child, I'm the only daughter of my family. I've got everyone who are there only sons in my house. So
Okay.
they said that my daughter will be also be born as a like son only. It was nothing like that. I was something different. Kisko daughter ki tarah rakho. Nothing like that. So she has taught me everything. Like I used to go for the dance class also, the tabla class also, the swimming also. I started swimming when I was 3 years old.
Wow.
So taekwondo, kabaddi, gymnastic, whatever my mom wanted, she put me into it. So that was extracurricular activities. On top of that, my education also, my daddy was very keen about my education because I had a good handwriting. I was very good in answering or learning. Like for
Right.
me, if somebody asks me if you want to come outside or you want to study, I would study. I would select studies. Like
Okay.
uh, though study was my choice, but I was not that bright student. I could say that whatever book you give me, I'll sit and study. But performance wise of educational books was nothing like I could give an exam. I was very having a scare of writing exams.
Okay.
So that all thing had with me a normal child which has everything was there. No goals, no thought to become a teacher, nothing like that. In fact, I could tell in my ninth standard there was aptitude test and there was clearly written either you'll become a teacher or you'll become a psychologist. So
Okay.
other than that, there is no career for you. Even now, when I give that test, now also it's written like that only. You're good for a teacher and
Right.
psychologist. Other than that, you don't have any career options with you. And
Right.
I did not like it at all. And I told that page, I said, and never I'll become a teacher. So never it was in my thought that I'll become a teacher. I had something weird, like if I'm doing taekwondo, I would say I'll go into IPS or something. And if I'm doing dance, so I'll say I'll become a choreographer. Or my daddy wanted me to become a doctor, so he always forced me to do science. So
Right.
there was so much ambitious and so many expectations from parents' side. But one fine day, I got an opportunity as a teacher. I just finished my 12th and I got an opportunity in my near of school. There was a vacancy and they said there is a part-time teacher's job. Would you like to do it? Because you have a good command over the language. You're a bright student and we want somebody who's active. So I was only, I
Right.
could say 19 or 20 years old. And they said me, you come down. And that was a time when I started my journey. It was 2002. And since then, I did not stop. Like I thought that phone call was my destiny. And
Right.
one single day also, I have never stopped teaching. And I don't know, it has not went away from me. and I think like it will be with me till my death. That I feel
Great.
now.
Great.
So it's a
Well,
very, I could say, an extraordinary journey for my childhood to here. And when I count this 20 years of my life, I feel, oh my God, so many things I've done. So many things. So ऐसा कुछ बचा ही नहीं कि where I say, oh, this is what is left over for me to do. No. Even I could tell you, I have got a Young Educator Award when I was the youngest principal given to me. That person who awarded me said, you have done so many things in so many years, and why not people have recognized you? I said, I did not feel that there is a need of recognition because I was busy into my own world. I loved whatever I did. Maybe I did not think that was my goal, but I was just living my life.
absolutely.
Very, very ordinary.
So, ma'am, like you're calling it a very normal, ordinary, I would say, experience. But when I hear it from the other end, I hear a person who got exposure to so many varied like things, like be it swimming
Yeah.
or taekwondo or choreography, dancing, tabla, like amazing, so many options at a very early age, and who sees that opportunity and in a
That
way
is
was
true.
definitely ahead of their peers. So that's, and when you say that you started teaching right after class 12, it's like a unbelievable. And so that is something I would
Even
definitely say.
children's, I'll tell you at this moment of time, I could see children around me. At that time when I was also a kid, we were doing that as a time pass or kind of thing where it's a musty for us. Learning was for me, learning at whatever. My grandfather used to tell me, if a knowledge paper has been put down, you read that knowledge will going over here. If you throw that paper, that knowledge will be there stagnant.
Great.
So
Great.
for me, like knowledge, kahi se bhi milo, le lo. That is opportunity for me. So that plus point I had with me, that I was to never say this I will not do. Whatever it come to me, I will do that. So this
Great.
is why I got that opportunities.
And I'm like, what inspired you through this journey? Like because I gather doing all these things was not easy. You were definitely putting in more effort than your peers. That's why you were doing so much more than others. So what was motivating you throughout this, like, or any inspirational figure that you looked up to which motivated you?
If I could say at the childhood, nothing motivated me, but I could only feel myself that something which I'm doing, which is giving me fun, which is giving me happiness. So that I'm doing.
Right.
I never be into that rat race. I never competed. I never tried even to be top of the school. I never wanted even that somebody should come and appreciate me for anything. Never. I only did what I feel like this is giving me pleasure. It
Right.
may be anything. So that it is nothing like that. People say that principals or teachers are very studious or they do all disciplined life. I could say I was a person who lived my life. Hell goes with the discipline. What I want to do is that I will do. And this is only which has made my life. It's taking right choices for yourself. Something which is not comfortable for me, I did not go even. So every person, when this is why it has happened, because my parents have given me that liberty.
Right.
Many of those they don't have this. Many of the child, like, they're protected so much. My parents did not protected me in terms saying that you should not do this or that. And even if they tried protecting me, I was an aggressive kind of personality. Why will I listen to them? This is the point. Like I could say that I'm a very obedient. I would listen only times when I feel, okay, this I'm not comfortable. I will listen to it that
Right.
time. But things where I'm getting fun, so why should I listen? So
Great.
since childhood only I was like that. So that is all like, it's into inbuilt me. So never I felt I'm doing something extraordinary. Yeah. But at time when one period came of my life, when I saw a lady at the age of 20, at the age of 30 when she was a principal, and maybe 28 she became a principal. And one of my friend at age of 26, he was a principal. I was very much surprised that I've been having almost 15 years of experience, and why I am not getting, where I am not trying for this position. So one of my friends said that why did not you try for a position when you are capable of that? I said I did not think about it. And the time when I realized that I should go for it, then I understood that rat race is also important to live life. When you're not coming into that rat race, somewhere we feel like, okay, we are away from the town or we are away from the system. So I came back into the system, and then this 5 years journey was very extraordinary for me. Then I started thinking, okay, this is what is goal, this is what is career, this is what my ambition is. Then I started becoming more serious about life.
Okay.
So rest all was living of my life.
And ma'am, like in the early part of your life, you experimented with so many things. So like, how many of those, like those hobbies, are they still there with you as hobbies? Do you still
Still,
delve into those things?
still. I'm still that creative. I'm still,
Okay.
even if, people call me Jugadu. Why I'll tell you? Because if there is any problem, because at time I'll tell you, they was asked me to become my dad wanted me to become a doctor, but unfortunately I did not. I scored good into entrance, but I did not score good into my 12th. So my dad said, what I'll do with your entrance marks?
Okay.
What I'm going to do with your entrance marks? So that was the thing. So at this moment also, whatever, somewhere there is a problem, I stand. So for him, just because of that, I could not become a doctor. I did my psychology. I
Okay.
did dual degree. I have done my master's in education also. I've done master's in my psychology also.
Wow.
I've now taken master's in my English also.
Great.
So, and then he wanted that, no, there is not DR behind your name. I said, okay, I'm going for PhD also. You wanted me to become a doctor, no? So I'm a counselor, I'm a psychologist. People address me as a doctor only. I'm a mind doctor. So I'm satisfying him
Absolutely.
also. So there is a solution for every problem which I felt like.
Right.
So
Right.
this is what your creativity. Even and one thing which I feel proud of myself is that I don't keep horns of anything. Maybe whatever career I am doing, I do have my own. I am an entrepreneur. Even if I say if I'm doing this, I don't keep horns of that. I don't have that ego saying, okay, I'm doing this. I say
Right.
it's my own world, and in that small world, I'm happy. I
Great.
don't want to, if I want to do any kind of, even in my school, if my dance teacher is not available, I'll go and teach dance, no matter. If
Okay.
my maths teacher is not available, I'll go and teach maths. So not a big thing into that. Let's make it a small rather than making a big issue out of it. This
Right.
is what very consolidated of it.
And ma'am, like definitely this approach of being very, what should I say, taking up facing problems as they are and not being bogged down by the size of the problem, so automatically creatively being able to come up with solutions. So ma'am, the last 18 months would definitely have been a test to this attitude, because it was totally a different, I would say, a playing field. The rules of the games had changed. Whatever you had learned, I would say, in terms of normal schooling has changed. It's a digital school now. So how did you, like, how was this experience, and what was those special learnings, or how do you go about it? Love to know about that.
I'll tell you, that was also a funny thing. 18th March was my last paper of my exam, and 23rd was declared as a lockdown. And since 15 onwards, there was a thing going on. It will go, country will get closed down, and this will happen,
Right.
that will happen. And my chairman said, "कुछ भी हो पूजा बंद कर दो." I said, "Sir, 23rd is there. 18th तक का time है.
Right.
Let's finish up last paper." I finished up as जैसे तैसे, whatever I wanted to do. I finished up the last paper, and then I closed down my school.
Okay.
From 18 to 23, when 23 lockdown started, till 26, I was thinking, okay, holiday. Then
Right.
I started working for my next year planning, which 1st April my school has to be started.
Absolutely.
30 onwards, I was posting my sir. Sir, school has to be started. Sir बोलते हैं पूरी दुनिया बंद है, आप क्या स्कूल चालू करोगे? सर स्कूल चालू करना है सर, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, स्कूल तो चालू करना है सर, कैसे करोगे? And it was a small town. I remember it was nobody techno savvy over there. Mobile भी बहुत मुश्किल से use किया होगा, nothing.
Okay.
So at that moment of time, he gave me a challenge saying, okay, you start. I was the first person in my town. 8th April, I started my school with online Zoom. Before that,
Okay.
30 to 7th, I was teaching my complete staff Zoom. I
Great.
taught my parents, I taught children, and 8th we were live.
Excellent.
And we started it off. I was thinking how it will go, but it went very smoothly, and I did not stop a single day. I perfectly gave them summer vacation. I perfectly gave them the school again started back in June, and parents appreciated with seeing me. Other schools also started, and then we had that complete, that our school is doing something better. And meanwhile, something happened that my management, it was not having funds, and we had to, reduce staff or something. Then they brought in into a different management, and they said that okay, now it's not, everyone has to no shut down, and things happen. And I came back to Mumbai. But 8 months duration when I was jobless, I could say one single day also I was not sitting quite like, or one single day also I was not job on any kind of work. In fact,
Okay.
more than my school, I was busy when I was not on job. So
Okay.
much work. I started my own online schooling setup,
Okay.
which that was like, I could say, first virtual school setup which I started. I made it tie up with Discovery Education Board. I made it tie up with Florida Board of Education. Unfortunately, it did not give me that much business, but I started that well, and I
Great.
got few admissions. Then we started with coding and all that. So I was occupied with so many things, and
Excellent.
that made me on my toes that okay, I'm an educationist. I can't stop. There are so many things to do. So I started with all free education giving, workshops giving, all
Right.
teacher training program coming up free of cost, all recruitment coming free of cost. So
Right.
all my creativity started coming up. Yeah, YouTube journey started since my lockdown started. YouTube started. So I
Wow.
did not keep quiet.
Great.
Something or other
Great.
was going on. And online schooling again is very fascinating, something new. I was very, it was so much new for me to learn, new for my teachers to learn. And it did not stop teaching, I did not stop learning. Same with the
Great.
children. We did
Great.
annual function online, we did everything online, my assemblies, my parents workshop. And in fact, my parents said जितना regular school में नहीं होता था उससे ज्यादा online आप दे रहे हो in that same fees.
Wow. Wow. And
So
ma'am, so
it
like
was good journey.
after like COVID, when things will get a little normal, so how much do you think, like, will this technology, will world still go back, like the teaching methodology, or will something still remain? How do you see it changing,
It's
if
going
at
to be
all?
very difficult, very difficult.
Okay.
Too much now online has given us flexibility. It is
Right.
going to be very difficult. The main important thing is that collaboration of sources back again.
Right.
Getting those children, the parents, everyone, blended education. I could find one solution where online can also be started, or some activities can be done offline, online, that can
Right.
be started. But
Right.
completely offline going, again, 1 year challenge. It will be very difficult for a child
Okay.
to come back and settle, because it's directly comparison.
True.
Because online is very easy for them, sitting at home and
True.
just very comfortable for them. And
Right, ma'am.
coming traveling would be a very bigger challenge for a child now. And then accepting an environment where he feels is not safe. Somebody is having a phobia, saying if he touches something he gets illness. If he is having a phobia, that person would be not able to sit in the classroom for a minute.
True. True.
Too much challenges. The trust coming back, the teachers whose mindset has been changed of sitting comfortable and working, or doing multitasking into that set-top box. That would be very difficult for give them same potentials when they are doing into the classroom.
Right. Right. Right.
So again, it is very challenging.
And ma'am, like like in this illustrious journey, any one achievement that you're very proud of, which is very close to your heart?
In this COVID situation,
Overall, ma'am. Overall.
I'm proud when ladies comes to me, and there are many in my personal life. I could say I have my own counseling unit where this underprivileged ladies come to me, talk to me, and when
Okay.
I set their problems, when I educate them, somebody is not 10th, somebody is not 12th, or somebody feels like to go back to education, somebody wants job, or somebody wants to get some professional training. And when I do that for them with an saying that this is what I want to do, I don't charge anything for that. Since long 6 years now, I'm not charging anything for
Amazing.
that. But
Amazing.
this is what is my passion. I love doing that, and that always makes me feel that okay, this is what I want. I'm very clear about it. So that is what okay, at this age of time, people still don't get clarity of life. But at this time, I have my that clarity since last so many years, when I understood what is my motto of my life, what exactly I need to do, what makes me happy, what is my comfort, what is not my comfort. So that very much appreciates myself, saying that this is me.
Wonderful, wonderful. And ma'am, like, any word of advice for parents, because it's getting more and more difficult in parenting, because now parents, students have access to amazing information, a lot of information. They just go to Google. So in a way, they are maturing much faster. So there are different kinds of challenges that these parents are sort of handling. And typically, as a rule of thumb, the children are living a much more privileged life versus what the parents went through. And parents also want to give that privileged life to them, because automatically, with affluence, there would be some privileges that the children enjoy which parents never had. So any words of advice, ma'am, for them?
Yeah. See, in our time, no, we were getting, according to 21st century, if you see, at the time when this year's kids are knowing things, at our age, we were not knowing anything about it. At our age, we used to get, जिसको बोलते समझ आता है, that is also when we are somewhere into 25 or something. हमें ऐसा लगता है कि समझ आया है, that we used to say कि ये समझदार है. तब तक तो we people used to think ये तो बच्चा ही है. But now when a child is of 3 years old also, when he uses the trick or logic, he said ये तो कितना समझदार है.
Right.
At that time, it is very difficult for parents to gel with them. And I could say a tip over here for the parent is that any parent, I could see parents at my home also. When I have got 2 nephews, I see them, they're working, their life, and I see them, children are not ready to accept at this time. And the major challenge over there is the advice when parents are giving to the child. Right. It hurts them. It makes them emotionally down. They go into depression. And very small, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years old child goes into depression. Just because they feel that ego is there coming up. At our age, we did not have this ego. But now when everything is so vast for them, it is very difficult for a parent to accept that the child is not of that age which we are thinking.
Right.
So our self-adapting is more important. Now it's not a parent, it's a partner. Now it is a friend. Even if a 3-year-old child is there, we need to treat him according to his comfort zone, according to his mindset. This now parent has to take appointment of a child. The parent is the child. We can't treat the child saying that, okay, you be at my time availability. No, the same respect has to be given to the child. So now it is our time as a parent. Now we need to have a very multitasking roles. We can't be single saying that if a parent, any parent is having that right, no, in his mind saying that if he's my child, he'll go according to my views. He'll go according to my plans or according to my pathway which I'm giving. No, it's not possible at all now. No child will do that. He will be abandoned. He will be somewhere distracted. He will not achieve his goals. Yeah, today's child is there. He makes his own path. And our work is only there to make them understand that this path is good or bad. Because they may take decisions anyhow they want.
Okay.
A simple, you take away mobile from a 1.5 or 2 years of child, he will start hitting us. True. So that is what is the future coming up. So much resources is, we could not say it is spoiled, but too much of resources have made them open so much.
Right.
So it's a very huge journey. So parents have to just change their role from parent to a partner and understand where you can rectify them according to your views or goals.
Okay. So the first step would be to start treating them as young adults and move from the role of a parent to a partner. So if parents follow these 2 mantras, chances are they have a better chance at success of parenting. Now, what about teachers? Like, we keep on hearing that 21st century skills are getting very important. World is changing very fast, is getting very dynamic. Everyone is required to be super agile. The same jobs might not be there later on. So in all this construct, as a teacher, it's very important we help develop students, like the students develop the correct skill sets, so that when they go out into the real world later on, they are prepared. So what should teachers do? What should they keep in mind under such a circumstance?
See, here again, teachers' journey has become more difficult. Because nobody would now, when COVID has shown us a different way, a ready option for a school that you can learn from your home also. Nobody will like to go to school if they don't like the teacher.
True.
So here the teacher has to become a true margadarshak, a guide, a facilitator to them. A
Okay.
teacher can't say that you need to follow what I say. No, they are brains. The child is using their own brain now.
Right.
You can't tease them completely. 2 plus 2 is 4. He will question you why it is 4, and you should be ready to answer that why it is 4. So for that, it is very challenging. The teacher should be updated, and teachers should understand that what is our limits now.
Right.
Because at the time of guru, teacher used to own that child. Now
True.
the child will not give you that permission to own it.
Right.
The child will only
Right.
say that your what is your duty, do only that much. Don't try to become my mother. You're my teacher, you become my teacher. This is what the
Hmm.
child will say. And
Hmm.
child has a different respect for the teacher. And the teacher needs to learn to hold on that child.
Hmm.
Teacher needs to learn now how to make that child understand what exactly is right and wrong. This is a major thing. So the teacher must have her own clarity what is right and what is wrong. She makes the right and wrong by her perceptions. She needs to
Right.
update her perception. She needs to update her thinking capacity. This is why we
Right.
are teaching so many things to the teachers. This
Hmm.
is why the system is daily updating. And where same
Right.
set of teachers are coming, no, saying that okay, it is only chalk and duster. No, it's nothing like that now.
Hmm.
And just because of COVID, again, it is really 21st century learning going on now. I could say other day, we have in our school a bind unbind session for 20
Okay.
minutes where we give a 20 minutes talk for a child to discuss on his
Okay.
issue.
Okay.
Where this child into the 20 minutes created their own game online,
Okay.
and they started playing with it, and they taught teacher saying that ma'am, this is how we need to play, and with that they are learning making sentences, making grammar.
Wow.
So I was surprised seeing that a 7th year child making the game and doing that. Good for the
Lovely.
coding that they have learned.
Great. Great.
So
Great.
it was really surprising, and they have been teaching children. So it is very challenging. Even for us, like I need to be always on toes because the teachers are going to come and ask me
True.
whom I
True.
am going to ask. Daily
Absolutely.
updation of daily knowledge learning. It's nothing in newspapers now. It's
Right. Right.
is exposure. It's like just learning from where you get it.
No, no, absolutely, ma'am. And it has been great knowing about your experience, getting wide exposure at a very early age, enjoying what you do so that you learn the maximum from those moments, and growing continuously. And right to your points about treating students as young adults, parenting, from moving from a parent to a partner, and the role of the teacher changing with time, and not just a traditional guru but moving to a margdarshak kind of a role. So it has been great, ma'am. So, ma'am, any parting words for our students apart from what you shared?
For the children, I could say everyone, not for the children only, for everyone. Nowadays, what I see is that nobody is accepting failure.
Right,
Everyone
ma'am.
wants to win, but
Right,
there is only one winner. They are forgetting this.
right,
We don't treat the second coming, the person who's winning second trophy as a winner. We treat only first as a winner. So
true,
first thing is that we need to change this concept is that everyone is a winner and
right,
everyone is a failure. Because if
right,
it is coming first, he's coming first into that section. It does not mean he's a perfect.
true, true,
So that has to be changed by a child thinking that if you're failing in history, but if you're failing in maths, if you're passing in history, that does not means that you're failed, or that
true,
does not means that you're passed. You are good at history and you're bad at maths. That can be said, but
right,
you are not fail, not pass. This concept of failure should be removed from the mind.
true,
When you have the concept saying that I have failed, automatically your morality gets down. Automatically your
right,
failure, that ego
right.
comes up. Your aggression, your anger, your depression, everything starts with that. The failure
Absolutely,
word is a very bigger problem for everyone.
true, true, true.
In this rat race, everyone is just running behind achievements and success when they don't know the definition of what is success. So that is more important for us to learn what exactly is success. And for me, according to me, success is how you plan your life, how you live your life, and how you deal with the challenge, because challenges are going to come. Nothing is permanent.
True.
Every day there is a challenge, and if you learn to deal with that problems, you will love your life. It's not like, you're doing a job and you say that, okay, I don't like my boss, so I want to quit my job. So you can't say that I don't like my life because there are too much problems. You need to learn with that problems, and failures will come. So accept failure. More important thing. Today's in this challenging world, problems will come, failures will come. You fail 1, 2, 3 times. In my life also, I failed many other times, and so I'm not scared of failure. If I win, I feel doubtful. Oh, I win. But if I fail, I said, yeah, that was what I am. I love failing. If you love start failing, you will be successful somewhere. You will understand the definition of successful in brief, because you have struggled to get that. You struggled. And something which you have got from struggle, you will admire that thing and you love that. You live with it. So this is today's children should learn. Accept failure and learn from that failure and grow with that failure. Don't forget your failure. Don't run behind success. Don't run behind saying that, okay, I am the winner always. Nobody's winner. Nobody's failure here. Accept what is coming.
That's a very powerful philosophy, ma'am, that what you presented in very simple words, because definitely it's something that parents also need to work for, because while their children can live a very protected life initially, they have to get out into this world where they will have to face a lot of failures. And if the stigma about failure goes away, then that is when the child can actually flourish in his or her area of expertise. So true, ma'am, the being able to live with failure, grow with failure, flourish with failure. So that is something that as all stakeholders, we need to develop a society like that. We need to develop a culture like that.
People have seen that now, people have seen that a very, in yesterday's life, he was Karodopati and today he is on the road. People have seen that. Then why to run behind that which does not exist in future? Even for education sector, I could see now when the syllabus same which we are teaching, it is not at all useful for the child, because everything is adapting by textbook is not. This is always my question to every education sector, that why you all still into the same field where textbook should be the first tool of yours to be updated every time. Right. So you need to update that. It is yet not. I've seen the stories which I have learned into my childhood, same my nephew's been learning now. I feel surprised. I said, oh, it is that lesson. No, I learned it. So blindly go and teach also in the class. Okay, I have learned that. I know it.
True.
Why to say the same history again and again, the same English stories? We don't have another story.
Right.
So that day, I have got 3 years old child in my house, and that day, an uncle came and said, oh, you know Johnny. Is that I also have Johnny? You also had Johnny. So everyone knows Johnny. And now this time, like young people are getting grandfather and grandmother, and they at the age of 60s also they feel I'm young. So they feel, okay, it's easy for me. I have seen my online classes. Grandmothers are teaching their child online.
Right.
So they said, yeah, we are also learned it. So what is the big deal in that? So everyone is educated. Let's update.
Great.
There's something new to be given to the child. Let's change that Johnny to something else now.
Sure, ma'am. Finding that new normal, something new. Yeah. It was lovely, ma'am, having you for a session. I understand we have, you took time out from your busy schedule for this talk. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for that. Thanks a lot. And we look forward to having more sessions with you in the future.
Surely,
also.
I feel very excited, when turning back pages of my life. I really feel like, oh, this is what I've done so many years. And when we busy in our routine, daily picking up that bag and going to the office and solving all that set of problems, we only don't understand when the time is getting over and कब 5:30 बज गए और अभी हमको घर जाना है, हमें पता नहीं चलता. So life has become so much into our own stuff. And when such thing happens, we also take a pause and we come back. Okay, yeah, this is what we have done. Now what more we need to do? That energy comes to us back.
Absolutely.
So we are ready for what sessions you want. We are ready for all our support.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your session, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.